Hi everyone, it's Gina from Sisters Talk Radio.
And Andrea from Sisters Talk Radio.
Today's topic is very different than what we said we were going to be talking about. We told you guys we would be talking about our wedding plans, and we're still going to do that. However, what we want to talk about tonight is really, really, really important, and we think a lot of you will be able to relate to this subject. So what we're going to talk about is being openly LGBT in the workplace. Now, a couple of things happened today that encouraged us to do this video this evening. The first thing that happened is I did a social media marketing presentation for my local Chamber of Commerce. Many of you probably don't know that in my other life, I am a marketing professional. I work with companies and organizations and individuals who need help with their marketing, specifically their social media marketing. So I was asked to participate in a chamber presentation that was going to teach people a lot about internet marketing, and social media is a part of that. So I do the presentation, it went really well. But as I was leaving the presentation, it suddenly dawned on me how gay I am and how out I am. So the second thing that happened today is I did an interview with 3 top-level executives who are openly gay or transgender in the workplace. And having that conversation with them really brought it home for me about just how challenging it is for a lot of people to be openly LGBT or T in the workforce. Now, Andrea had a situation that came up here not too long ago where half of her life is Sisters Talk Radio, and the other half, she's a teacher. So what happened?
Well, I'm currently applying for other teaching positions right now. And I had put an email out. I was contacting, somebody about this position, and things seemed to be going really well. And she wanted me to set some, times up for an interview. So I sent her my times, and under, where I had my signature, I forgot that I had all the radio show links in there, and I never heard back from her. And it was very obvious to me that that is the reason why, because, like I said, up until that point, she was very interested in meeting with me, and I caught it even after, it was after the fact. I caught it. I sent an email to Gina that day. I was like, oh my God, I just blew that interview, and I didn't know for sure, I was being hopeful, but, I knew having those links in there would probably cause me to lose that, possibly.
So we talked about that day, and I said to her, I reminded Andrea, I said, when you agreed to become a part of Sisters Talk Radio, it was my understanding that you understood you were going to be super out.
Right.
To everybody. Now, at this point, she's super out at work in her current position, which tends to be in a more liberal city, and they're okay.
Right.
But the area that we live in now, the area that she moved to be with me, is a lot more conservative. So before she put her face and her name to Sisters Talk Radio, I wanted her to be sure that she knew that she was going to be super gay. And that anytime somebody Googled her name, they were going to know that. And that she wasn't always going to be in a really liberal city working with people who don't care.
Right.
So we talked about that, I want to say, a few weeks ago. She sent the email out to these people, and then she panicked, and she wrote me, and she's like, I just blew it. And I was like, what do you mean blew it? If they don't want to work with you because you're gay, then you don't want to work there.
Exactly. And she was absolutely right.
Yeah. So what happened today after the seminar presentation? It was a great presentation. I was a tad bit nervous this morning, and I'm always nervous. No matter how many times I do these presentations, I do webinars, seminars, in-person presentations all the time, but it never fails. No matter how many times I'm supposed to do one, I'm always nervous. So I was nervous anyway. But until I open my mouth, I'm nervous. And then once I start to talk, it's all gone. The nervousness is completely gone. So it was a great presentation. I got a lot of applause, got a lot of great comments, I got a lot of kudos. People were emailing me afterwards and asking for a copy of the presentation. And so I decided not to strip out my signature tag in the email presentation. And it was in that moment that it dawned on me just how out I am, just how gay I am. And I made a very conscious decision not to strip out the links to my radio show, not to strip out the links to gaywallet.com. It's a social network I own. It's very obviously gay. The name of it is gaywallet.com. I made a very conscious decision to not strip out my Facebook page URL, any of that. Because I need to know that anybody who works with me knows who I am right away and doesn't care.
Right.
But a huge part of me tells me I'm not going to hear from any of those people. A huge part of me tells me they're not going to want to work with me. And that's okay. That's really okay, because if I can do the work, I can definitely do the work. And if they don't want to work with me because I'm a lesbian, then I don't want to work with them, because the PETA factor is going to be so big that it won't even be worth it. Now, what is the PETA factor?
Well,
the PETA factor is pain in the ass.
Pretty much.
That's what we call the PETA factor, a pain in the ass. So the PETA factor is going to be so huge that I'm not going to want to work with them anyway. So Andrea, what do you think?
Well, no, and I completely agree. And after my experience, I realized that, and it was the first time that it made me really think, okay, I really want to be out. And I think I'm so comfortable in the position I'm in right now that I forget how gay I am. I mean, everybody at work knows I'm getting married. They ask me questions about it, like real questions, like, oh, like, did you get your plans made yet, and things like that. And it's really normal, and I don't like using that word because, in my opinion, my life is very normal. But I forget how gay I am and how okay everyone I work with is with that. So from this point on, yeah, you do have to be empowered in that and say, I'm gay, and if you don't want me, oh well.
So in the interview tonight that I did with these 3 top-level executives who are either gay or transgender, openly gay or transgender in the workplace, a woman named Megan Walnut, and I keep pronouncing her last name incorrectly. She's transgender, and she said that her wife said something to her when she was making the decision to transition, and she knew she was going to be very public about it. Her wife said to her, if you're not ashamed, don't act like you're ashamed. And that was probably the most important thing I got out of that conversation tonight. That was probably the most thought-provoking and most powerful statement I heard in that interview this evening. And it just reminded me that by trying to hide what I do in my other life, it says I'm ashamed.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed. And this is who I am, and I can do the work. I'm a damn good social media marketing strategist. I know I am. Or else you guys wouldn't be watching this video, to be very honest with you.
It's true.
All right. So I know I am. And if they don't want to work with me, if people don't want to work with me because I'm an openly lesbian,
right,
super queer, super gay, super lesbo, whatever they want to call it, that's just fine with me. Now, not everybody can make that decision, and I have to respect the decision that everybody else makes. I have to respect that.
Well, because everybody's kind of at their own level. Like, I know where I was 10 years ago, and I wasn't completely out at work. I'd be out to family and friends, but not at work. And that's changed in 10 years. So I think we're all at a different comfortable level. But right, I think where both of us are at right now is we want to be out as much as possible.
So if you're struggling with trying to decide whether you should be out, whether you should, make yourself anonymous on Facebook because just in case a future employer, Googles you, you don't want them to find out that you're gay by looking at your Facebook page. Or I had somebody who was a member of Gay Wallet, and they emailed me in a panic, really ticked off, because when someone Googled their name, their Gay Wallet page came up, and they were really angry with me. And I just told them, go and delete your page. They made that decision to use their full name, join Gay Wallet, and tell the world that they were gay. And but she was really upset about that, and I have to respect her decision to not want to put that out there. Some people are going to say it's really nobody's business what I do at home. I think what some of the people said in the interview tonight made sense to me. They said, when you're constantly hiding who you are, you can't be your most authentic self. You can't be really effective, and you can't be the true leader that's possible for you. You can't really maximize your potential to be a true leader if you have to constantly lie about who you are.
That's true.
So, all right, that's our subject. I know it was a little heavy for you guys, but we felt like we needed to talk about it.
Yes.
So, if you want to check out that episode we did today about being openly LGBT in corporate America, all you have to do is go to sisterstalkradio.net. We're available on iTunes. Search for Sisters Talk Radio. We're available on Stitcher. And if you're not watching this video on YouTube, You can go to youtube.com/Sisters Talk Radio to see the rest of our videos. Thank you, and you guys have a good evening.
Bye.